Alright, we are finally tying everything together. I mentioned the flow of thoughts and feelings all the way back in this video. This is a channel on personality and color theory, right? So why would I break away and do a whole series on the flow of thoughts and feelings? Well, for a couple of reasons. The first was to showcase how much I sifted through the brain's processing to narrow down the different emotional valences each color has. When you're able to look at the world through the 10 layers of processing, everything begins to look a little different because you start seeing behaviors as a system of moving parts rather than just a basic action in the present. And when you recognize that every thought can influence every thought, well, you kind of have to learn how to separate every thought from every thought. It takes a lot of work. I don't know, maybe I'm just a little crazy. This has been something I've been trying to do since I was a kid. This is why I generally call consciousness a flow rather than a system. It's always moving and it includes everything. If for some reason you have a mental breakdown, well, that just gets included into the system and the system keeps going. It flows together. The second reason I did this is because I genuinely want others to be able to analyze themselves and their own thought patterns. I genuinely want people to understand where their thoughts came from, how their brain interprets all the information that they receive. Now, the biggest difficulty with this discovery of color theory was finding a way to explain the emotion in a simplified way so that it included all of its different descriptions. So, for example, red has several different descriptions: love, passion, anger, power, evil. How can one color convey different meanings? What do you feel when you see the color or certain artwork around the color? For red, the love was a specific kind of love, of passion and romance, a sense of finality that means you have finally found the one. The passion was a sense of goal attainment and directedness. You are trying to achieve an end state and are putting heart, mind, and soul into it. I will become the very best. Power was a sense of strength and control over oneself or over others. And evil was the ability to have power and control over others. Generalized, all of them had a sense of an expectation of a worldview and of how things should be, plus a sense of trying to maintain that worldview. Anger then was a byproduct of what happens when this worldview doesn't align. And so, that's why the descriptor control is used to describe all of red. The way I discovered the descriptor of control was using the flow of thoughts and feelings and going deeper to mentally map out the possibilities of why someone would feel love, or passion, or anger, or power, or evil, and then try to make a common through line between them. For orange, it was similar. I was reminded of autumn, sunrises, and funnily enough, the old Nickelodeon ads of the 90s. I felt childlike wonder and also gratitude. How can you have gratitude and childlike wonder mixed together? I also noticed the thrill-seeking nature of many people who enjoyed orange. The rush, the thrill. The common through line was a sense of kind of feeling the emotion on your sleeves, trying to embrace that adrenaline high, trying to embrace that fear, trying to embrace that gratitude, that joy. So that's why emotionality was chosen, because you're trying to actually bring that emotion to the surface and encapsulate it. Yellow, when I thought of yellow, I felt energy and hyper and overactive. And when I see that, I always imagine the person smiling in the sunlight, maybe dancing, maybe running, maybe having joy. And then with blue, when I took time to focus on blue, I could feel my thoughts slowing down. I could feel my emotions slowing down. I could feel a sense of depth, a sense of the world, and trying to encapsulate all of the emotions and ponderings that I've ever had. And then it's important to recognize that in the flow of thoughts and feelings, when you declare a favorite, this means that your brain is shifting its priority towards a specific emotion that you are just trying to emulate, that you are trying to want to feel. While I personally think this system is fairly accurate, colors still reside in the abstract layer. Experiences can shift how an individual identifies with a color, and I can't see everything. What's most important is what you see and how you feel. How you view your relationship with yourself and the world around you will always trump what I see and what I interpret. This includes every personality system, but maybe I can at least help a little bit along the way. But with that thought, we can go a little deeper and explain some of this friction. There is a final bonus video I've learned recently that I'm going to include. Ego development theory, or as I call it, the science of wisdom and self-awareness. Learning about this didn't take anything away from the flow, and only added and increased my understanding on the nature of human behavior. So I hope you guys stick around.